In our final video on word problems involving systems of equations, we are going to look at cost and revenue functions. So a cost function is the cost to manufacture a unit plus any fixed costs. Revenue function is the selling price of each unit times X, the number of units sold. Break-even point is when your cost function equals your revenue function. So let's take a look at these. The manufacturer of a weight training bench spends $105 to build each bench and sells them for $245. The manufacturer also has fixed costs each month of $7,000. Find the cost function when X benches are manufactured. So we're going to do C of X equals cost per unit, which is 105, times the number of units being built, plus any fixed costs, 7,000. Now let's write the revenue function. The revenue, in terms of X, is how much they sell for times the number of benches. Now we are going to show the break-even point by graphing both the revenue and cost functions on the same grid. So we are going to want to label our grid appropriately. It's okay if your x-axis and y-axis aren't in the same units. We're going to put the y-axis in thousands because we know that it costs $7,000 a month without even building anything. So let's do it in 2000s. So 2K, 4K, K meaning 1,000. Let's do our x's in tens. So graphing our cost function, we wrote it in red, let's graph it in red. I'm going to start with the y-intercept. So when they don't make any benches, their cost still is $7,000. So this is going to be our y-intercept right here. Now what if they built 10? 10 benches, we would get 1050 plus 7,000, which would be 8,050. So right about here. What if they built 20? 20 would be 1050 times 2, which would be 2,100, plus 7,000 is 9,100. Right about here. How about, let's go 50. So let's bring out our calculator. 105 times 50 equals plus 7,000 is 12,250. So right about here. I'm going to do my best to do a line through these points. All right, let's graph R of X, our revenue function. So when we sell 0 units, we make $0. So we can start right here. How about 10 units? 10 times 245 is 2,450, which is going to be right about here. How about 20 units? 20 times 245, 4,900. So that's around 5,000, which is right here. Let's do 50 units. 50 times 245 is 12,250, which is right about here. So I'm going to do my best to graph this line. It should go here, right here through that dot. So it looks like right here is our break-even point. Find the break-even point, interpret what the break-even point means. So because my graphing is really sloppy, I'm going to use a different method to find our break-even point. I am going to use substitution. Our break-even point is when our C of x equals our R of x. So when these two are set equal to each other, that is our break-even point. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So 105x plus 7,000 equals 245x. I'm going to combine like terms, getting everything on the correct side here. And we're going to get 7,000 equals 140x. Divide both sides by 140. And we get x equal to 50. So what does this break-even point mean? This means after 50 units, the company will start making money. Or will turn a profit. So take a look at problem 32. There's a couple of problems like this in here, and I will meet you back to talk about the next section.